Welcome to the Township Committee meeting of July 14, 2022. Adequate electronic notice of the July 14th meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and by posting the notice in the agenda of the meeting on the bulletin board of the municipal building located at 1000 Route 10 Whippany, and by posting notice on the Township's website, hanovertownship.com, and by emailing the notice and the agenda to the following newspapers: Morris County's Daily Record, Star Ledger, the Hanover Eagle, and by filing the same with the Township Clerk. Ms. DeGiorgio, would you please take a roll call?
Hold on 1 second. Okay, now take the roll call.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Committeeman Cahill.
Here.
Committeeman Franciulli.
Am I in the right spot?
Committeeman Gallagher.
Here.
Committeeman Mahalko.
Here.
Finally.
Hey.
Mayor Faramasca.
Here.
4 members in attendance.
Okay. Please rise, pledge of allegiance, and remain standing for prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Almighty God, we ask you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding, so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good, general welfare for all the people of Hanover Township. Amen.
Amen. All set.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our first order of business is 3 letters of communication. One of it is not listed on the agenda. The first letter is from Richard Alloway announcing his retirement effective August 5th, 2022. Second letter is a letter of resignation from Brian Jenton effective as of June 30th, 2022. And the one not listed on the agenda is a letter of resignation from Joe Barish effective July 29th, 2022. May I have a motion to accept these letters?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the approval of the Township Committee meeting minutes of June 9th, 2022. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we have on the agenda the public hearing and adoption of ordinance number 21-2022. I will note for the record that proof of publication, that ordinance 21-2022, and its notice of introduction appeared in full in the June 15th issue of the Daily Record in accordance with law. Before I open to the public, I would ask Fred if he'd like to say a few words about this ordinance.
Yes, thank you, Krista. Yes, with respect to this ordinance, I would like to ask the Township Committee to please consider to table this to next month. The pilot agreement comes with financial information, which includes pro forma information and very specific filings. And at this point in time, I deem it incomplete. There's just some issues that need to be resolved. So until such time that we have that information and in advance of the public hearing, I would ask if the governing body at the conclusion of the public portion would consider just tabling this ordinance until next month. Thank you.
So at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to open to the public for comment.
So moved.
Second.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to address the Township Committee regarding ordinance 21-2022? If so, please state your name for the record.
Good evening, Terry Beard, 180 Parsippany Road, the Whippany section of Hanover. A general question in reference to the pilot, because my mind kind of got to thinking. What happens if they are delinquent? Like, they don't make their payments on time? Is it similar to, like, regular people in town? If they're delinquent, do they get, like, charged, like, extra monies, fees? What happens if they don't pay at all? Does it go into foreclosure?
Currently, we have one pilot, and it's not really a set deadline like taxes are due August 1st. We have to wait till their auditors perform their audit of their finances, because our check is based on their revenues. So there's not really a drop dead date they have to pay by, because they do have to wait for their auditors, and sometimes, you know, because with COVID and whatnot, some things are delayed, but they've always paid every year, and there's never been an issue with them. I'm not sure what the regulations are
Yeah,
going
yeah.
forward.
I know with that pilot, this one would actually include a provision that there'd be 4 quarterly payments when the taxes are due. And then to Mr. Esposito's comment, there would be a true-up at the end of the year. But if the quarterly payments are not made, we have every right to collect and put it up for tax sale like any other, and have interest on the delinquents. This time, that's the way it'll work.
Right. And Sylvia, in reference to that other one, weren't they supposed to, in their original agreement, were they supposed to pay quarterly?
They were going to pay quarterly, and we had discussions, myself and their representatives, and they said we can make the quarterly payments of, $6,000 a quarter, or would it be okay with you if we made one lump sum? And it's actually easy record-keeping wise for them and us if they make one lump sum. It's not a huge amount, it's $20,000 to $25,000 a year.
Right.
So we just agreed that one lump sum was fine with us.
Right, but in this case.
No, this would be a whole
I was certainly
different.
anticipating that it
Yeah.
was going to be a larger sum.
Yeah, this was more because it was a low-income housing unit where everyone was, there were no.
Right, the
other-
whole
right.
which is understandable.
And it was just easier, record-keeping on both sides. And it wasn't really a hardship on either side, because like I said, it's only $5,000 or $6,000 a quarter would be, so we just agreed, sure, just one lump sum payment.
Okay, all right, thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Any other member of the want to address Township Committee at this time? Okay, seeing none, want to get a motion to close this portion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now may I have a motion to carry ordinance 21-2022 to the August 11th, 2022 meeting?
A motion to table it, yes.
Second?
And now on roll call, Committeeman Cahill,
Yes.
Committeeman Gallagher,
Aye.
Committeeman Mahalko.
Yes.
Mayor Farah.
Aye.
Okay, so carried until the August 11th meeting. Next on the agenda, we have 2 ordinances for introduction. I'd like to read the titles into the record, please. Ordinance 22-2022. An ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover authorizing the execution of the lease agreement with the Hanover Tigers youth football and cheerleading and operating the B Meadow Park Brickyard Concession Facility between August 12, 2022 through November 30th during the football season. And ordinance 23-2022, an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Section 267-43 entitled Parking Prohibited at All Times under Article 3 entitled Parking, Standing, and Stopping, as set forth in Chapter 267 of the Code of the Township Vehicles and Traffic by prohibiting parking at all times on McNabb Avenue from its intersection with Ridgedale Avenue to the point 200 feet west of the intersection. I'd like to state for the record that ordinance 22 and 23 and their notices of introduction will be published in full in Daily Record in accordance with the law. Public hearing is scheduled for August 11th, 2022 at 7 p.m. If any member of the public would like to speak regarding these ordinances, they will be given the time to do so at that evening meeting. May I have a motion to introduce ordinances 22 and 23?
Motion.
Second?
On roll call, Committeeman Cahill,
Yes.
Committeeman Gallagher.
Aye.
Committeeman Mahalko.
Yes.
Mayor Farah.
Aye.
So introduced. Next order of business is the approval of the resolutions as a consent agenda. Resolutions numbers 123-2022 through 140-2022. Does any member of the committee have any questions regarding any of these resolutions?
Move to be approved.
May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have to pay our bills in the amount of $6,198,874.98. May I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved?
May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We usually pay the bills. And lastly, we have Raffle Applications RL 3354 through RL 3360. May I please have a motion to pass the raffle applications?
Make a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor Fairmosca and the members of the Township Committee, that clears the agenda, and I thank you.
And we thank you for a great job as always. Okay, at this time, if there's any member of the public who would like to address the Township Committee at this time, please do so by coming to the podium and stating your name and address.
Motion to close.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. At this time, I'd like to provide an opportunity for members of the Township Committee to provide some highlights or summary of communications they would like to provide. And I think we're going to start off with our Mr. Fireworks Man for an awesome patriotic celebration.
Yeah, we had a really good time. It was a beautiful night, and the fireworks were terrific. Some people had asked, why don't we have it on the 4th of July? Part of the reason is so many people just go away. Half of our town goes out of town. Also, we get a better fireworks display having it earlier. And with the food trucks, the tables we had set up, it was a really terrific night. Thanks, everybody, for coming out and helping out. Just a couple highlights. Bee Meadow Pool is in full swing. It's one of our most successful years in a long time. We had the Parrot Head Beach. They came out. We had an open night. It was open to any resident at the time. They played for a couple hours. It was a great concert. The couple things that are coming up, we got a cardboard regalia, boat regalia coming up, and then Christmas in July. So there's always things going on at Bee Meadow Pool. We're still accepting applications if anybody wants to sign up. Pool is still open, and there's a reduced rate when you get later into the season. So there's still room, and come on out. Our camps are in full swing. Most of them have all been filled up. There's traveling teens, and they go all over the place. They go to Dorney Park. They go to, oh gosh, there's so many things. The camps are really up and moving. We had our first concert over at the Brickyard on Monday. It was a beautiful night. The B Street Band did a terrific job. Each of the next Monday nights, we have bands playing. It's a free concert. Come on out. On Monday, this Monday, coming up is the Five Wheel Drive. It's a rock and roll band. So that's this Monday, and then the next Monday is the Coots. And I don't want to call it oldies because it's 70s and 80s music, but I don't like call them the Coots. But if you do come out, the Knights of Columbus are there. They're always supporting us. They're doing a food drive. So if you can, bring a canned good for the food drive there. Just one more final thing. We have, seems weird to be talking about it already, but Hanover Township Day, mark your calendars, is Saturday, September 17th will be our Hanover Township Day. And that's going to be back over at Malapartis Park again. So,
Very good.
short and sweet.
Thank you. Brian?
Thank you. So first, I don't think that we've had a report out since since after Memorial Day. So I'm going to go back in time just a little bit, and I wanted to basically thank we had a great Memorial Day parade. So Mike, thank you so much for chairing that. We had a great team, everybody helping out. But there were a great number of volunteers and outside organizations that also helped out on Parade Day, and I just wanted to give them a shout out as well. So first, of course, Hanover Township Police Department, as usual, they did a fantastic job as far as the traffic and crowd control. And we had some changes this year in parking and that sort of thing, and it was handled very well. In addition to the police, we also had OEM departments of Tom Quirk and his crew, had the OEM trailer out there, and they were very much actively involved, as well as a few of the Township Public Safety Academy graduates were actually helping out as well. And then we had some Hanover Township residents that were helping at the parade itself, organize and get folks in line and whatnot. So just overall, just a great volunteer effort. We met afterwards, Mike and the rest of the committee met after the parade for a post-mortem, if you will, and we were very satisfied with how it went. So we're looking to make it bigger and better for next year, and I look forward to being a part of that. So thank you to all those folks. I also wanted to mention, this is very important, if you visit the Hanover Township Police webpage, there is a call or a plea for volunteers. There is a group out there that is looking for domestic violence crisis response team members. And this is basically, these folks, after 40 hours of training, they would become a part of a group that when if there's a domestic violence incident and the victim is either at the police station or at a hospital or somewhere, it's a very traumatic event, and many times children are involved or have witnessed it and that sort of thing. These volunteers, through their training, are basically coming in and basically providing emotional support, explaining, some of the dynamics around domestic violence. Also, through their training, to be able to offer legal options and support options and that sort of thing. So very, very important. I would encourage anybody that thinks that they might be interested in doing that to visit the Hanover Township Police webpage, and there's a button right there that you can click to give you further information, but it's certainly a worthy cause. And then lastly, just wanted to call out the Hanover Township Landmark Committee. Had another great day on the 4th of July in the Whippany Burying Yard. They did a great set of tours throughout the burying yard, as they do every year. And thanks to the Hanover Eagle, I understand they're on the front page as well. Mr. Don Cadu is actually on the front page. I believe he was in period year as well, but they do give a fantastic tour, and I'm sure they'll do it in subsequent years, 4th of July's to come. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Cahill. Deputy Mayor.
First of all, I want to thank Mike and everybody else in Hanover Township that's working so hard for our young people to have a great summer, a lot of activities, safe activities. It's a lot of work, a lot of planning, and it really means a lot. It is the American dream. I say all the time, sometimes we complain and sometimes we get a little agitated, but we are living the American dream. It is beautiful, and we are living in stressful times, and when our kids are happy, we're happy. So Mike, thank you to the entire crew that you're kind of spearheading. I appreciate it, I really do.
Recreation does a great job.
They really do.
Great group to be working with.
3 quick ones. We discussed Whippany River and flooding, and we discussed a crew we put together with East Hanover, Florham Park, Hanover Township, and Parsippany. It was really a 7-week sprint to put together incredible engineers, municipal leaders, attorneys. We had a meeting with our Congresswoman with specific complaints, specific recommendations, A, B, and C, and approximate costs of each piece. We made it to the finals in Washington, D.C., and we made it to the finals to get $1.5 million as a start to our Whippany River and Passaic River flooding remediation. We were told by Andy, a gentleman that's spearheading this initiative on the engineering side with Jerry, that $1 million would change everything for 20 years. We got 1.5 million just about at the finish line. So I'm very, very proud of my group, and I'll give you a perspective. In the beginning of this exercise, Mayor Taylor told us that he got a grant for $75,000 for de-snagging, and we were envious of the $75,000. Well, Mayor Taylor, by our side, with Mayor Panullo and Mayor Barbario, we're looking at $1.5 million, and I'll keep you in the loop on that. We're very, very close. I won't jump up and down and hand out cigars until we find out that we have the money, and then how do we wrestle to actually get it into this program. But thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, for the support. It's a real improvement and long overdue. The other thing I want to report on is the 200 Club of Morris County is going to have their first responder day, the first one ever, at Whippany Park High School, Saturday, September 24th. It's big. We're already raising a lot of money. Very, very important cause. Tomorrow morning at 7:15, the President and I are speaking for the Morris County Chamber of Commerce. And right now, I don't know what happened this week, John, but the people are really starting to contribute now real money. And it goes to families where they had a first responder family member killed, and it helps offset tuition, mortgages. It's real. It's 50 years old, this organization. It's like a Tunnels to Towers, but it's local, and it's been around for 50 years. And I'm very proud to be working with all you guys. And again, even Maria Carroll from the high school. We have a meeting this coming Wednesday, and she's an incredible leader and soldier. We really appreciate her. And the last thing I'll say is 2022-2023, we're working with the Mental Health Association and our head football coach, Don Morganroth, to make Hanover Township and our school systems mental health awareness the entire year, and we already have buy-in from every other districts to where we really want to try to help and deal with the stress from coming back into society, the isolation from the pandemic, and working with the real stresses of everyday life for our youngsters and their families. So there's going to be a big announcement on there, but of course, there's quite a few nuts and bolts that we have to put together. But as far as that's concerned, everybody, I hope you have a great summer. Before you know it, it's going to be 30 days, we'll be sitting here again. But John, that's all I got. Thanks.
Very good, thank you. And it's great to hear that the 200 Club Major Initiative is going to be held in Hanover Township.
Hanover Township.
That's a great thing, because I know the people of Hanover will come out, will support it, and we very much look forward to being the host town for that great event. Okay, a couple of ones, just to bring up highlights. Hanover Township was a recipient of a very large grant to enhance the lives of those with disabilities. Our Assistant Business Administrator, Shelby Snow, she led that effort, did a great job with that, worked very closely with members of our professional staff, to include Mr. Massar, and they should be commended in terms of the planning work that they have developed to make a demonstrable difference in the lives of the disabled. So you're going to be starting to see some things change in this town, specifically in terms of if you're disabled, how do you negotiate an intersection? You're going to see the lighting. You're going to see special markings on crosswalks. You're going to see opportunities that if you're disabled and you want to participate in an event, there's going to be improved transportation opportunities for you to participate in all the great events that occur in Hanover Township. Namely, how do I get to my parks? How do I enjoy my parks if I'm not able to get dial-a-ride or something like that to provide that kind of service? So it's happening. The implementation mode is now underway. Lastly, I want to speak a little bit about parks in general. Hanover Township takes great pride in respect to parks, public land, safeguarding that public land, preserving it. You've all heard about the major tract of land that we recently acquired from the state of New Jersey, over 70 acres in open space. That's a significant amount of land. We're very proud of that. In addition, we have a situation now where we have something being built in our town called a village, the River Park Village. For those of you who are not familiar with what that is, it's the old Eden Mill site. It's a very large site, about 80 acres. Phase 2 has now been approved, and that will be under construction. It will feature housing, it will feature stores, it will feature amenities and outdoor space as well. But I just want to make it very clear that none of the River Park activity is going to be taking away an acre or a foot of area from any of our parks. So those of you who enjoy Central Park, as you know it today, you will continue to enjoy Central Park because there will be no changes to Central Park. We'll also be working as part of this implementation with the developer in the county on getting some more parkland back, which is being impacted by construction of a driveway by River Park. So National Parks Month, this month, Hanover Township has beautiful parks. Go out there, participate in them, enjoy them. Look at the township's website. There's an opportunity to play a game called Bingo. Participate in bingo in our parks, and you might be able to win some prizes. Okay. At this time, I'd like to conclude this portion of our meeting, so I'd like to get a motion to adjourn this portion, but we're going to continue to participate in our work session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody.